Hello, friends, and welcome back to Orbit Shift, a place where I work with you to take your thoughts, feelings, and actions to the next level of impact. So, what is this cheap dopamine that is destroying your consistency and your deep work? Take a guess, what could it be? Take a guess what is coming in the way of your career. Take a guess what is diminishing your talent. Take a guess what is diminishing the opportunity. Take a guess what is creating an addiction so strong in you that you're not even realizing the damage that it is doing to you. To answer this, let me quote: research suggests that the average knowledge worker today is being interrupted roughly every 10 to 12 minutes. And when we look at this in our overall life, this statistic is even more alarming because every 7 to 8 minutes, we are possibly getting distracted. And after one distraction like this, it takes us over 20 minutes to regain our deep focus and get back to what we are doing. You know that breaking the chain of thoughts phenomena that happens? That. And when this happens again and again and again to you, look at the amount of mental energy that this is wasting. So, what is essentially happening is your entire career, you're possibly wanting to focus on success, but your entire career now, you're not at all focused because every 10 to 12 minutes, there is one after another, after another, after another distraction that is coming your way. What is this distraction? Think about it. Now, I'll give you a small example. Imagine there are two gold prospectors, people who collect gold. Now, one of them is spending all day picking up shiny objects which are lying there on the ground. The other one ignores all the shining pebbles and constantly digs for gold and digs deep. So today's pennies that the earlier person was collecting are the emails and responding to emails, rushing to a meeting, rushing to a presentation, social media, messaging, exchanging some quick idea on the fly, making some quick corrections. In the name of management, by walking around, we are constantly bumping into somebody else and having corridor discussions instead of formally working and closing things. This and the gold that the other person was digging is actually true deep thinking and deep work. So the cheap dopamine, that instant rush, the instant gratification that is killing our career today is all of these distractions around us. Constantly being on emails, on social media, on phone, in meetings, in discussions. And it's various mundane tickets that we are collecting throughout the day without really doing deep thinking and deep work. Ask yourselves, when was the last time you spent about 2 weeks working deeply at something and getting it to a level of finesse and excellence? Most of us wouldn't have done that unless it was a war room or a project preparation, etc. For most of us, pretty much, every day we say, gosh, we didn't even realize in the day went by how much have we got done. And then you're running, you're working in your vehicle, you're working through the night, and all those extra hours. Why? For one simple reason: you did not manage your day well enough to avoid all the instant gratifications and you got engaged with that. Hope this builds the case for you. You have to understand this very deeply. Most of the professionals today are collecting those handful of pennies. They are not digging deep for the gold. The invitation to you is pick up a serious challenge, focus on something really deep, that new skill that you needed to build, or that new project that you needed to build, or that deep problem solving that you needed to do. Accept the truth that deep thinking and deep work will require time. And that acceptance is not there with most of us. Most of us think that just by some shortcuts, we will get things done. So while you do the deep work and the deep thinking, you have to realize that you have to wait for results. And that hard work, that slow, painful, hard work that you have to do, don't delay it. Don't outsource it. Don't take shortcuts around it. Don't get that intern to do it. Don't hive it off to a CFT. You do it. Collect some people if you have to, but you do it. Now, whether this is your yearly strategy or a new project that you have to work on, or that problem that has been waiting to be solved, stop the band-aids first. We have too many band-aid solutions that we are putting in. low hanging fruits, that's what we call it at times. And once we're done with those low hanging fruits, nobody comes back, nobody cares, because another quarter, another season, when there is a fire, we will put it out, isn't it? You're putting out fires. Stop the copy paste that you're doing. In fact, there are so many people who ask this question that, okay, let's benchmark. Who out there is doing something like this? Why can't you come up with something that is technically deep and possibly original? Because the cost that you have to pay is real hard work, real deep thinking, real time that you have to invest in that. And most people don't want to do it. That's something that you need to remember, that you have to solve so that your career comes back up. That is what your career killer is. Now, combine this lack of deep work and consistency with a problem called emotional dysregulation, that you're not able to handle your emotion. What a deadly combination it becomes. On one side, locked into instant gratification. On the other side, not being able to manage emotions. Most people are destroying their careers, their opportunity, their businesses within these two elements. On one side, you're not able to do deep work. On the other side, when you are faced with obstacles, you're not able to face the emotions or handle the emotions. And then when your emotions run high, you're again not able to focus. When you're not able to focus and things go wrong, your emotions again go high. And that vicious circle just doesn't stop. So let's come back to this. Let's start doing some hard work, some real clean, deep thinking, some real clean, deep work. Don't wait for the right day. Don't wait for the right moment. Start it now in your careers. And many of us who say that we have to have motivation to do something like this, we have to find the passion, that is a lie. Motivation is a lie. Passion is a lie. Most people wait until they feel motivated or passionate to do something. Successful professionals don't do that. They do the deep work. They do the deep thinking. They do the hard work. And they find their motivation and passion on the way, because motivation doesn't create action. Action creates motivation. Results create motivation. Nothing creates motivation like results, and nothing sustains motivation like real results. And that's where we have to take action, get some results, and we will find the motivation. Many times it's the first 5 minutes that is hard. Many times it is coming back to something and restarting it that is hard. Many times it is staying focused on something that is hard. Many times it's building it to a level that we can show it to other people that's hard. Many times it is taking things to a closure that is hard. Many times it's monetizing things that's hard. But whatever is hard, we have to come back to it and take the action. And when we start getting results, our brain will get locked in and start doing things. And that is what is consistency. Consistency beats talent. Stop waiting for the right time to do things. Stop waiting for when you feel like doing it. Start working, and that unusual feeling of lack of motivation will go away. This is where real competitive advantage is created. Real competitive advantage is the ability to come back and stay with it. In fact, it is called boredom threshold. For most of us, hard work, deep work, and a time where effort is the only thing that we can see and not results, it feels very boring. And people who are able to overcome that boredom threshold and continue doing the hard work, that is the ones who are getting results. In sports, in academics, in media, in judiciary, in other institutions, you name it, wherever it is. Ask an Olympian how boring their workouts are. They're going back to the basics again and again and again. Ask a lawyer when they're fighting a big case, how many times they go back to the basics. They go do it again and again. They sometimes read the same paper like 200 times to figure out if there is one small mistake in that paper that they can use to fight the case. That's good, deep, hard work. Many of us in our careers, in our businesses today have forgotten it because of all the instant gratification of, hey, I responded to that mail. I put so many people in CC, BCC. Now everybody is informed. Everybody information sharing is done. Oh, I took that town hall, and all these things that we put about there. We have to stop our management by PPT. We have to get to a point where we are really doing deep work. Staying with the difficult problems, staying with the repetitive problems and solving them, working when nobody is watching, working when the excitement disappears of launching a project, working when the problems are really tough and we are not able to find the solutions, finding a solution when resources are low. The professional who can tolerate boredom are the ones who eventually master complexity. Consistency beats talent every time. And that's something that we need to remember. And as you're doing this, You need to build systems to do this, not just have a goal. So you cannot say that I want to work for the next promotion. You have to build your competencies in such a way that people notice. And not only do you get promoted, but when you get there to the promotion, you know what to do. There are so many people who have a goal, I want to get promoted, they get promoted and they fail after that because they don't know what to do after they get promoted. They didn't build that system. They didn't build a system of what are they going to do to get to that position, and they did not build a system of what are they going to do after they get there. There are one too many people who say, I want to start a business. They jump into the entrepreneur journey. They don't build a system. They don't know what to do when challenges hit them. They have no plan. So think about what you're doing. Think about what you're asking. If it's a goal, you will fail at some point in time. If it's a system that you're building, invariably you will succeed. So here is something that I'm inviting you to do. For the next 6 months, reserve 90 minutes, 7 days a week. And you heard me right, 7 days a week. 90 minutes for 7 days a week to do good, deep, hard work. Something that is meaningful about your career, about your family, about your life that you're doing. Good, old, deep, hard work. No phone calls, no emails, no social media, no notifications, no multitasking, no going here and there, no avoiding the difficulty, no saying I'm doing this for the first time. Just do it. Sit down and do it. And pick up those 1 or 2 goals, something about your career, something about your family, something about building wealth, whatever you want to do, and work hard at it 90 minutes at a stretch and do it consistently for 7 days a week for the next 6 months. And let's see what is the skill that you build up. That's the only way you're going to cut out that dopamine rush, the instant gratification, and build the habit of consistency. You have to commit. Commitment builds consistency. Consistency builds character. And only when you have commitment, consistency, and character together do you have lasting success. Hope this stays with you. Hope you try this out and achieve that consistent character that will go the long way in ensuring your success. I will see you soon with something else that is critical to build your career, your thoughts, feelings, and your actions. Till then, take good care.